or becomes a great scientist like Einstein. How? Because human is dynamic. Part of him is how he changes. Now they say there are two kinds of dynamics. One is the local displacement, meaning that you move from one place to another place. You move from Iran or Iraq and you settle here in Canada. This is one way. The other one, which is the important one, is the inner core. It is the soul that gets moved, the soul that gets transformed. The whole thing changes from one nature to another nature. Let me give you an example. Take a seed, plant it, and water it. Hopefully after a year or so, what happens to it? Becomes a fruitful tree, right? The same seed, it grows up, then it starts to develop leaves and bush, and then after that it will grow, the roots start to grow and grow, and then it lengthens in the heights and eventually give you fruit. Is this a fruitful tree the same as that seed? It used to be that same seed, but now it has changed. Insan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates him a seed, and then this seed becomes alaqa. Then from alaqa he becomes mudgha, and then from that he becomes bone, and eventually he becomes a human being. This is how the inner core changes. The salat changes a human being in this way. Take a student who goes to the classroom. When he goes to the classroom, at the beginning he has no idea about the subject. But when the teacher teaches him, explains things to him, then he becomes knowledgeable. He has transformed. He has changed from an ignorant person to a knowledgeable person. The salat does to the human in the same way. Change them. Move them from one entity to another entity. Now, if we are capable of changing, then we see the salat. The effect of salat on us. If we are not capable of changing, we don't care. There's nothing happens. Whether we do the salat or not, same thing. The salat has two parts. One is the mechanical one. You stand up, you go to prostration, you do ruku', you do the sujood, you burn more calories, but the important one is the spiritual one. If the salat doesn't have an effect on us, nothing will happen. We stay as it is. And Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam says, if you want to see, keep this one in mind, if you want to see that Allah has accepted your prayers or not, check. See how much sins this prayer has stopped you from doing. As many sins that it has stopped you from doing, that much Allah has accepted. If nothing has happened, meaning that Allah has not accepted anything from you. Here what happens. In a hadith, in a very beautiful hadith, that Imam alayhi salam says that the prayers will be raising to the first checkpoint. There are so many checkpoints from us until it gets to the heaven. 7 checkpoints. The first checkpoint, they will check the prayers. Then they will send it to the second checkpoint. The second checkpoint will check it. And so forth until get to the 7th. If one prayer get accepted, Allah will forgive us. One prayer. Here Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam says, Salatu fariḍa. Salatu fariḍa خير مقبولة. صلاة فريضة مقبولة خير من 20 حجة مقبولة. When a prayer you do, and Allah will accept that prayer better than 20 Hajj, you go to Mecca, and Allah will accept it. One prayer. One prayer will suffice that it will get you to the heavens. Therefore, we have to pay attention to our prayers. And the last point that the ulama say regarding the guardian of the salah is Salatul Jama'ah. Salah by itself is an individual thing. You do it at home. But you benefit, you only keep it to yourself. That's it. Does not have, in fact, does not have that much benefit. The beauty of the salat, the wonderful thing of the salat comes from Salat al-Jama'ah. When all sitting, standing next to each other and performing the prayers together. At that time you will see the prayers. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi says that if you do it twice, if you are 2 people and doing jama'ah, your thawab, your rewards will be multiplied twice. 3 multiplied 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, until it gets to 10 people. If it passes 10 people, no one from jinn and ins and malaika, no person can write the reward of one prayers that we do in Jama'ah. This much emphasis for Salat al-Jama'ah. Why? Why Salat al-Jama'ah is so important? Because first of all, it shores up our religious identity. Has it ever happened to you that you are alone somewhere? Let's say at the airport, in the airplane, at the school, you are by yourself. You want to do the prayers, but you are hesitant. You feel shy and embarrassed. You don't want to do the prayers. Why? Because everybody is going to look at you. Oh, this guy is Muslim, is doing his prayer behind the bushes there. You don't want to do it. But to say if you are 20, 10, 15, and do the prayers, do you feel embarrassed anymore? Why? Because that has given you a sense of security. That has removed the embarrassment from you. I am not by myself. Collectively we are doing the prayers. This is one benefit of Salat al-Jama'ah. The other benefit, brothers and sisters, we are human. We are in need and dependence of each other. If we are in Halifax, such a remote place from our destination, from our homeland, we don't know each other. We don't know about each other's problems, each other's concerns. What point is it then? Why do we meet eventually? What's the point of being here if we don't help each other? How do we get to know each other? It's by collective salat. When everybody get together and be with each other, after the salat, you ask your friend, she asks you, you ask him, how are you? Haven't seen you for a while. What are you? Where are you going? What is your plan? Exchanging of ideas. And this is how the community starts to support itself. From one thing, Salat al-Jama'ah. This is how it teaches us to be careful. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa says, لا صلاة لجار المسجد في بيته. Meaning, if you are close by the masjid, the center, and there is prayers performing, you do it at home, Allah will not accept that prayer. So you go and do it in Salat al-Masjid. And unfortunately, brothers and sisters, we, the followers of Ahl al-Bayt, we don't pay attention too much to Salat al-Jama'ah. Even we get invited, let's say few families get invited, each one of them does the prayer by himself. Why? At least put one of you, the most respected one, the mu'min one, put him in front of you and do the salat together. Why do you want to do it